I can see what was going on there. Hey, technology. One of the backwards taking photographs, it wasn't actually recording. Right. I want you to treat me as a pupil at the party train stage. Yeah, I've never ever met you before. You're filling in for my regular instructor, Fred, who can't make it today.
Yeah.
But he has got the same car as you, so I am familiar with the controls. He said today we were going to look at a reverse round the corner, either to the left or to the right.
Okay.
So for this phase you can call me Tony.
Right.
You okay with the word picture?
Yep.
Right. I'll hand out to you then.
Alright, hi Tony, I'm Lewis.
Hello,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So Fred can't be here today.
Yeah.
He's off enjoying the weather. He said he was going to have a look at reversing around the corner
That's
with you
what
this
he
week.
said, yeah.
So have you done any reversing at all before?
Done a bit of kind of straight reversing last week.
Yeah. And when you were doing your straight reversing, did you have a reference point in the back screen?
Oh yeah, he called it a straight line reversing point. Yeah, I picked one up. It came in roughly in the middle of the wiper.
Very good. Okay. So we'll be using that same reference point today.
Yep.
And whereabouts were you looking when you were doing your reversing in a straight line?
I was having a bit of trouble with my pedals, so Fred said he'd help me out by doing the looking for me.
Right. Okay. So today we're going to get you doing the looking as well.
Oh right.
I'll talk you through that in a bit more detail, but it's very important that we have good all-round
I
observations.
think he said something about sharing responsibility or something.
Yeah, okay. So I'll help you to start off with, and then
Yeah.
we'll see if you're able to, if you're happy to take it over.
Yep.
Okay. If you want to get yourself set up,
Oh. Yeah, all done.
okay. Can you just tell me what you can see in your centre mirror before we move off?
See this black plastic bit?
Yep.
I'm using that as a frame. I'm using the back window as a picture, and I put the frame around the picture and I found it straight.
Very good.
I can see a bit of my head is straight and a bit of my left ear and a bit of your head is straight.
Very good. And in your right door mirror?
I can see about a finger's width of the car. I can see the top of them buildings, horizon and the road.
Okay. Very good. And the left?
The same.
Very good. Alright, we'll drive on when you're ready then, please, Tony.
End of the road left
End of the road will be going left.
and then right.
And then we'll be turning the right. With our steering, Tony, you might find it a little bit easier if you take bigger movements around the wheel.
There you go.
Yeah, if
And
you
to
move
the
it.
right.
And turn right, please, Tony. So here, for example, if you bring your right hand up to the top, then you'll be able to pull it round with your right hand and push back up with your left hand.
Right there.
Yeah, you might just find it a little bit easier. It gives you good control over the car.
Just keep bringing that back up.
So looking in the direction that we're driving, please, Tony. We need so we're pulling down with the one hand, and then we're passing it to the other hand, which can then push upwards. So we're sort of
I'll push back with the right, yeah?
so when we were turning right there, you're pulling down with your right hand, and your left hand can then push back up. So your right hand's free to take over if we need any more turning. Very good observations, I tend using those for your reverse around the corner as well. Can you think of any times when we might need to reverse around the corner?
No, I've heard my mates talk about it. I think it's something about the driving test. Turning.
Turning left, please, Tony. Tony, so which hand might you bring up to the top?
The right?
So we're turning left.
Oh,
so if you
that's
bring your
left,
left.
sorry,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah, very good. And then pushing back up with your right hand.
Pushing back up with my right hand.
So now here you're going to pull down
Oh,
with your right hand.
yeah.
There you go. Yeah. It takes a bit of getting used to, but it makes it a little bit easier.
The direction you want to go, you bring that hand up.
Very well put, yeah. That's the best way to think of it. So yeah, the reverse round the corner can come up on the test. Can you think of any times you might want to use it after your test? Turning right, please, Dan.
Nah, most of the stuff you do for your test, you never use again, do you?
So you could well use the reverse round the corner in real life. What if you needed to reverse into your driveway? For example.
Driveway.
Okay,
I might
you
get
might
a
move
move.
one day.
Yeah.
Or you might be visiting someone with a driveway. So you might want to reverse onto it to give you better view coming out.
Alright.
So we're going to be turning right here, Tony. Which hand do you think is going to come up to the top this time? Very good.
I'm dead with many days.
Okay,
Do
so
I have to
just-
give way?
We're just going to hold back. We're going to give way, absolutely, yeah. So we're going to wait until your path is clear so that we're not going across anyone. Just watch that pedestrian on the left corner because he's a bit preoccupied with his phone. Very good.
Listen to his music.
Yeah. And then what do we need to
I
do?
didn't need to stop at that red light, did I?
No.
How do you know if you don't have to stop at the red light?
So when you do stop at a red light, have you seen a line in front of you?
I didn't
Normally
see a
at
line there in
junction?
front of me, no.
No, there was no line there. That means that it's okay to carry on. If the red light applies to you, there'll be a line across the road. Stop line. So you could be,
Just out wrong.
yeah,
When you start teaching on Friday,
yeah,
that is something that your pupils will have a tendency to do. Come around the corner like that.
right.
There's no
And then-
brakes on there.
Yeah, okay. Right, so let's watch it.
Okay, back in.
Okay, so we've talked about possibly using it to reverse onto a driveway.
Yeah.
Can you think of any other times you might want to reverse around the corner?
No.
No? What if we're going the wrong way on a road and we need to turn around?
No, I suppose so.
Yeah, there's another manoeuvre we can use for that as well, but it may be easier to reverse into a road. There are some times when we're not allowed to reverse around the corner. We can't reverse around the corner from a minor road into a major road, so from a quiet road into a busier road. Do you think why we might not want to do that?
Quite busy, I suppose.
Yeah. And your views are a bit more restricted when you're reversing as well. Yeah. We don't want to surprise people by having a car coming out backwards.
So I can do it everywhere else, yeah?
We can do it in most places.
Turning right where the bollard is.
Turning right just where the bollard is, please, Tony. What are you going to do with your steering this time?
Yeah, so I can do it anywhere else, yeah?
So there's certain times when we can't do it. We can't do it on in a no entry sign.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. What would happen if we reversed around the corner in a one-way street?
Just hope there's no policeman around.
We'd be facing the other way, wouldn't we, if we drove off? Yeah, so we can't go the wrong way up a one-way street. Other places we wouldn't do it are on busy roads, so dual carriageway, for example, or a faster road.
Now we're going to stop on the left here.
Let's go stop on the left, please, Tony.
It's going to be a left-hand reverse into that turning right of white there.
Very good, Tony. So we're going to be doing a reverse around the corner in front of us. Can you see where that post box is?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to reverse around the corner that that's on. Okay. So there's a few things that we need to think about when we're doing our reverse around the corner. We need to have control of the car, so that's using the pedals to make sure that we're controlling the car. We need good roundel observations all around the car to keep it safe. And we need reasonable accuracy. We need to make sure that we're keeping on our side of the road. So what we're going to do in a minute is we're going to drive up. If you imagine, this is where we're parked at the moment.
Yeah.
We're going to drive up to where this yellow car is. We're going to park about a drain's width away from the road, from the curb, and then I'll help you with a reference point that you'll use as you're reversing around the corner. We're then going to do our observations. We need to make sure it's safe. We're going to then reverse slowly around this corner, at the same time doing all our observations, because things can change very quickly and our view will change as well. So these pedestrians here, we might not be able to see as we start off, but as we start to come round, we're going to see them. They could be starting to cross, so we're looking out for things like that. We're going to try and keep a drain's width away from the curb all the way round, and by doing that we're not going to end up on the wrong side of the road, which could interfere with other traffic. And we're going to follow the curb back a safe distance away so that other cars have got a chance to get round us if they need to before we're ready to drive on. Once we get round this curb, you'll use that straight line reference point that you used last week for your straight line reversing.
Like that.
Yeah, very good. So where it cuts into the wiper that you told me about.
What's that one now?
So this is where we need to watch out for the curb. As we're steering round,
Oh yeah. The curb we get to a certain. That looks like. Is that the back window or is
that's
that the
right,
side
yeah.
window?
So that's the back window at the back. That's what we call the point of turn.
Is that the back window or the back side window?
That's the back side window. Sorry,
right,
yeah, it's
yeah.
not the rear window.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So as you see that coming up in the back side window over there, that's when we're going to start our turning.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to keep the car moving very, very slowly and just do little turns as we need to, and give the car a chance to to act on it. We need to be looking out for anything in the road that could stop us. Any cars coming up, anyone obviously walking. There it is. Anyone walking across the road. If anything like that happens, we're going to stop. So I'll help you with a safety bubble.
Yeah.
We can set this now from where we are. Can you see the second car on the left? There's a silver car. There's a bluish black car, and then beyond that there's a silver car there, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
If any cars come into the road from that direction come past that car, we're going to stop and wait.
All right, yeah.
Okay. From here, there's a Polo behind us on the right over there.
Yeah.
Any cars coming beyond that?
Did you say a pole?
A Polo, a VW Polo. There's a car on the
What
right.
colour is it? I'm not very good with
Well,
colours.
it's kind of greenish grey. It looks like it could probably do with a wash.
Oh, that one behind us?
The one behind us, yeah,
Oh,
it's
right,
got
yeah.
a taped
yeah.
up windscreen.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the make of cars.
Okay.
I think this is a Ferrari, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you paid me so much.
Yeah.
So that car at the side there.
Yeah.
So this van, for example, we would stop and wait for him to get through.
Right.
We then also need to extend about the same distance into the road here,
Oh.
and I'll help you with that as we do it.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do in a second, we're going to drive past very slowly, and we're just going to have a look into that road, and just make sure that it's safe, that nothing's blocking us from doing the manoeuvre. We're going to pull up on the opposite side, just past the post box, about a drain's width away from the curb, please. Your normal position, your normal parking position. Yeah, very good. We're going to have a look into the road, make sure that our side of the road's going to be clear. Yeah. Very good. Very good, so stick the handbrake on there. Very good. Okay. As we drove past, there were a couple of cars on the left. In fact, can you see, looking down that road, the lamppost on the right?
Yeah.
If any cars come into that, that's going to be that side of the road.
Oh, right.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
If any pedestrians are walking near the car as well, we'll stop for those.
Oh, right.
But they can't move as fast, so we'll help you judge that as we go. So what we're going to do in a moment is I'm going to get you to set yourself up again, but this time we're going to go into reverse instead of a forward gear, because
What, you want me to set myself up again? My cockpit drill?
we will be no, not your cockpit drill. Sorry, your POM routine.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we prepare the car. We're going to be going into reverse gear because it puts on our reverse lights. It tells cars behind us what we're doing. It also means that the car isn't going to move forwards when we're looking backwards.
Oh.
Okay. So once we've done the prepare section, we'll observe. So we're going to look all around the car, like you do when you.
Shall I do it as you say?
We can do, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do the prepare then.
Yeah.
Okay. So there, Tony, you've gone down into fourth gear. What's the danger, do you think, of going into a forward gear when we're going to be moving backwards? Well, if we go into a forward gear, the car could stall at a high gear like 4. But more dangerously than that, it could go forwards, couldn't it? And we're going to be looking backwards in the direction that we're going to steer.
I ain't done it once. Oh, hang on, you left the lever.
That's right, it's a bit of a funny one, this one. Yeah, very good. So our reverse lights are showing at the back now, so it's helping to tell other cars what we're doing, other vehicles.
Shall I get my feet
We need
ready?
to get your feet ready. Now the thing is, we're on a slope here, that we're on a bit of a downhill as we're moving backwards. So that gravity means that if we use the accelerator, we're going to go backwards quite quickly.
Alright.
Yeah, which could lose us the control. So what we're going to do is we're going to have your foot on the brake.
Well, pressing it.
Yeah, so you're going to press the brake.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to gradually come off the brake about the thickness of a pound coin at a time.
Now.
Not just yet. When we're ready to when we're ready to move.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'll feel the car start to move backwards because we're on that downhill slope. We then need to be ready to press
I need
the
the
brake.
handbrake now.
So you can have your hand on the handbrake, but don't release it just yet because we haven't done our observations yet. So we've prepared the car. You've got the car under control and your feet are on the right pedals.
If I'm holding the car with the foot brake, the handbrake wouldn't be required.
Yeah, we can take the handbrake off then, but keep that foot on the foot brake. Make sure that handbrake goes all the way down.
I think it is, yeah.
Can you see on your dashboard there's a red light in the right hand dial?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with an exclamation mark.
Yeah.
That's telling you that the handbrake's still on. The danger of driving with the handbrake on is that you can damage it. So we're going to push that all the way down.
Oh, it's gone off.
Gone off, very good, so we know that's off.
Yeah.
So keeping your foot on the foot brake, we're going to do our observation. So if you start over your right shoulder.
I can see everything in these mirrors.
So we have what are called blind spots, as Fred told you about those?
Yeah, but...
Okay.
Well, all these mirrors he's got fitted, I can see everything.
Okay, let me give you an example. If you have a look over your right shoulder, can you see number 7 over there? It's a white door. Just beyond that bush on the left, between the bush and the car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now can you see it in your mirrors?
No.
No. So that's one of your blind spots. That's an area that you can't see in your mirrors.
Yeah, but the front door is not going to hit me, is it?
But a child could run out of it, couldn't they?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
We have another one in the same position on your left. So can you see this? The door, the house, the cream-coloured house on the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you spot that in your mirrors?
No.
No. So that's your other blind spot there. A child again could come running out from there.
Yeah.
So we'll do our observations, including our blind spots. So we start with your right blind spot. So get right over that right shoulder. Look good.
Nobody coming out of number 7.
Good. We're looking up the street. Anyone on the pavement?
No.
Any vehicles approaching us? Over to the left, and we're looking down the left pavement.
Yeah.
And we're checking that left blind spot. It's very important that
there's nobody there.
Safe. Okay. Once it's safe, then we can release the brake.
Completely. All right.
Just the thickness of a pound coin at a time. So we just want to keep the car moving very slowly. We're also looking out all the time for any vehicles coming into our bubble.
Oh, here's your more problem, see?
Yeah. So that's why we need to keep turning our head and looking all around. We're also looking out the rear mirror, the rear windscreen, and we're looking. I'm doing looking. Can you look all around you, Tony? Because we need to make sure no children...
Okay, to stop and look.
You can stop to look, that's fine, yeah. We have to do a lot of looking in one of these manoeuvres because it's potentially very dangerous. Yeah, and then we can continue to move backwards. We're looking again for anyone to come...
I can see I'm not too far from the curb here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so just stop there for a minute for me, Tony.
Yeah.
Can you see where the curb is in relation to the door in your mirror? Can you see the distance between them?
Yeah, I can see the distance between the front door handle and the curb.
Good. So that distance, we want to keep that the same all the way around. So if that curb starts moving away, we're going to steer towards it, and if it's getting close, we're going to steer away from it. Okay. Yeah. So we need to do our observations again. Yeah. Things change very, very quickly.
No, you do.
Okay, so we can continue to move, and you're looking for that point of turn that we talked about, where that curb starts turning in that back door, the rear side door. So if you just, okay, so what's happening there, can you hear that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's happening there is we've got the brake down, and that's telling the car to stop. We're trying to stop the car, and the clutch is coming up, which trying to make the car move. So what we can do for this, because we're going to be moving at such a low speed, is we can keep that clutch down. Okay, it's not coasting at this point. I don't know whether you've been told about coasting, but because we're moving so slow, it's not considered coasting. So we're just going to control it on the brake, keeping that clutch down, and we're just going to release the brake the thickness of a pound coin, and again if needed, and then we can push it back down.
There's no harm where you just let the clutch up now and again, though, is it?
If you let the clutch up, you're going to get that same thing, and what can happen then is that you can burn the clutch out.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it can damage the car. Okay, so we've sat still for a minute, so we need to do our observations all over again in case any children run out.
Yeah.
Is there anything coming into your bubble, Tony?
Oh yeah, Luna. Yeah.
Yep. So we need to wait to make sure that it's safe and let them make a decision whether they're going to wait or go around us. This one's going around, that's fine. And now we can do our observations again while he's moving towards the edge of our bubble.
I see these two pedestrians. Shall I wait?
So they're moving quite slowly, aren't we? We can make a bit more progress, but we do need to keep an eye on them in case they try to cross the road. They could try and cross at the corner that we're doing. They're starting to move away from us now as well, which is good.
So do I have to wait until the corner, something or other?
So when the corner starts coming into that rear side window, that's when we know we're going to need to start turning.
Oh, it's bad there.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to keep an eye on this mirror, but we're going to continue to do our all-round observations, but just glancing into here every time we move our head around, and try and keep the curb the same distance.
Yep.
By turning the wheel in small movements.
All right.
Okay. So again, we need to do our observations.
Look at him.
Yep, it is. So, okay, stop there for me, Tony. Yeah, that's good that you're starting to steer, but what is happening at the moment is you're steering towards the right. And if we steer to the right, the back end of the car is going to go the opposite way. So if you imagine now that the rear windscreen is the front of the car,
Yeah.
which way would you turn the wheel to make the car go that way?
Well, if I was going forward and I wanted to go left, I'd turn left.
Yeah. So if you're going backwards and we want to go this way,
Oh, you
now
mean
you're right.
You mean make the back window the front window?
Yeah, exactly right, yeah. So if you treat that
I'll
as your
turn
front
left.
window. Very good. So we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to do it as the car starts slowly moving again. So remember what we talked about with...
I could do it now.
So we need to do it when the car's moving. If we do it when the car's stationary, it's called dry steering. We can damage the wheels, we can damage the steering mechanism of the car.
Right.
So now that we've been sat still, what's the first thing that we have to...
Yeah, look
good.
around again.
You're going to be an expert at observations by the end of this. Good, so we're turning the right way now, that's good. So continue to look around you, Tony. That's it. Can you see anyone coming into your bubble?
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. We have to be extra careful with learners, don't we? They're not always predictable. So this one's sitting behind us at the moment. We have got our reverse lights on, let's just wait for a moment. Okay, let's very slowly continue to make progress. We've got another car in front of us as well now, so we've got to just wait for him.
All three directions.
Yeah. Turning into a busy junction, this one, isn't it? So, best thing we can do at the moment is just sit and wait, because we certainly can't turn into the corner while that car's there, can we? So you can see how important it is to do our observations, can't you? So now you're already on it, very good. So how is that curb doing with your reference point in the mirror? Are we about a drain swept away still?
Yeah.
Good.
Let's keep looking this way now.
So we need to keep looking all around still.
All around. Getting a bit close.
Good.
Shall I
The way
just
you've
steer
adjusted it.
accordingly?
That's it. We're going to keep going until it looks like it's straight, and you can compare the front windscreen with the rear
Oh, yeah, no, when
windscreen.
it's straight.
So you can compare the front windscreen with the rear windscreen and make sure the car looks straight. And you can also use that straight line reference point
Oh,
that you
yeah,
picked
steering
up last
now,
week.
yeah.
Okay, so in that case we're going to straighten the wheel up as we continue to move backwards. And if you just check that reference point stays there.
Yeah. Oh, I got too close. I'm going to hit it.
Okay, that's fine. So
I'll go all the way around
we
again.
don't need to go around again. We don't need to go around again. So what we can do is we can continue to go backwards and just...
No, I'm too close. I can't.
Okay, in that case we can just pull forward slightly and straighten it up to give yourself that space again.
What do you mean straighten up?
So if you bring the steer to you a little, steer to you until you get that distance back again.
Shall I steer to the left?
Yes, steer to the left, sorry. Yes, very good.
Oh,
And then-
it's straight now.
That's good. Okay, and then using that straight line reference point again.
Oh, yeah, it's straight now.
Good.
just go back in the straight line and go faster now, can I?
So keep it slow. Keep it slow. 'Cause what things are we still looking out for?
Cars.
Anything else?
Oh, pedestrians.
Yeah, particularly children. We're going to continue about 3 or 4 car lengths back.
No, that part.
That's fine, just there, Tony. That's good. That's a good distance. People can get round. Well done. How did that feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, isn't it? But
Can I try again?
yeah, please. So we'll drive forward, we'll turn left, and if you position yourself the same place you did last time.
Yeah. Trains with.
Very good. Okay, so Tony, how much help would you like from me this time?
Can I have a go on my own?
Yep. Yeah, I'll keep an eye and I'll help you if you need it, but I'll let you try it on your own then.
I've got to go reverse. Get the lights on. Remember.
Very good.
Foot on the brake. I can get rid of the handbrake, you said.
That's right.
Keep an eye on my safety bubble. I think he might be gone by the time I finish looking, mightn't he?
You might be.
Nobody at number 7. Nobody there. Nobody down the road. Nobody there. Nobody coming down the road. Nobody coming out of the house.
Very good.
And off the brake, thickens a pound coin. Another thickens a pound coin. Got to line that reference point up. Got to stop. There you go. Following it round now a bit. You said it's okay to stop and a look.
Absolutely, yeah. It's better to be safe, isn't it?
Straight line reversing point.
That's what he knows. That's very good.
I'm not going to wave at him.
Very good. What's the reason that you didn't wave at him?
Because Fred said you shouldn't wave at pedestrians.
Did he give you a reason?
Yeah, but can we talk about it later?
Yeah, of course.
Got me straight line reversing point, straight.
Good.
Go back in a straight line. I have to keep looking at that.
That's right, yeah.
Little steers just to keep the drains away, isn't it?
It's the best way to do it, yeah. There's no need to do big heavy steering.
Alright.
Yeah, I think you did very, very well with that. Are we still a train's width away from the curb?
A little bit closer. About half a drain's width.
Okay, that's not bad though. Not bad. We only have to do it with reasonable accuracy, so it's still safe.
Yeah.
Did you do effective observations all the way around?
I looked all the time, yeah.
Yeah. You were aware of what was happening with the pedestrian and cars coming, which is very good. Did you keep control of the car? Did you manage the pedals?
I think so, yeah.
I'd say that was a job well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, did very well.
Yeah. Yeah, when I get a high mark for that.
Yeah, you do very well with that.
Get 10 out of 10, would I?
Yeah, I didn't see anything to get you marked down.
Oh, right. Oh, thanks.
Well done.
Okay, you know, relax. Get that pause. Well done.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No.
Very good.